today's video, I'm actually going to show you how to make some beef fajitas. Couple things that you are going to need is you're going to need some seasoning, and I'm actually going to put that down in the description, and you'll see as I go what seasoning that I'm using. And then you will also need either beef or chicken fajitas, whichever you decide to make. But tonight I'm actually going to make some beef fajitas clean, meaning that there's no seasoning on them. And actually we just bought this at Rancho, and this is 2.22 pounds. All right, guys, so I'm just cutting up this fajita. Sometimes fajita meat can be really hard for you to cut, especially if you don't have a good knife, like as you can see here. But the best that you can cut it, I mean, that will work. All right, so now that we have the pieces here, we have them in the bowl, we're going to go ahead and just spread them apart so that way we can go ahead and get them seasoned, and we can get them on the stove so we can go ahead and cook them. Now, just one note, if you are cooking fajitas outside, because you are using a grill, just make sure you cut them a little bit bigger so that way they don't fall through the grill area as you're cooking them. Or if you're using foil paper on top of the grill, then that's fine. You can cut them however you want. But because we are doing this inside, we can cut them whatever size. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and show you the seasoning. I'm actually just going to use kosher salt. You can buy this anywhere. You can use whatever type of salt that you want to use. And then I'm also going to go ahead and add a complete seasoning. Complete seasoning basically has any onion, garlic powder, anything, basically an all-in-one seasoning for whatever you want to use. But I always like to use seasoning on top of that. I also have garlic and herbs. This here, I love garlic. And if you love garlic and you put garlic in everything, you know what I'm talking about. Another thing that I'm going to use is lemon pepper. You might be thinking, lemon pepper really on fajitas? Well, it's my fajitas and my ingredients, but like I always say, you can always use whatever ingredients. I believe that that lemon pepper gives it a little tang to it, so I really love that. Now I'm just pouring some regular oil here on the fajitas. I want to give it a little juice, and I want to go ahead and be able, when I mix it, it's ready. But at the same time, remember that when you do put any kind of oil on your meat, you still have to redo the seasoning because it's going to kind of come off a bit. Here, what I'm actually pouring is just some Louisiana hot sauce. I want some heat to it. I want some spice to it. And what's best with than Louisiana hot sauce? Now we're just gonna go ahead and get it mixed it together. Oh my gosh, I cannot talk today. I'm gonna go ahead and just mix it together, just get that flavor inside. And then we're gonna go ahead and transfer this over to the stove behind us and with the griddle pan that I have. Before I forget, I'm actually using this KNOR, which is for tomatoes. Well, not tomatoes, for my rice that I use, but it is out of tomatoes. And I'm just going to pour a little bit on it. You can use this one, or you can use the chicken flavor, whichever you want to use. It's up to you. All right, guys, so I just have this little grill here that I love to use whenever I'm cooking something inside that you can definitely cook outside. Another thing that I want to add real quick is Applewood Rub. This is very good rub to use in anything that you're cooking, whether it's in the crock pot or on the grill. So I'm just going to pour a bit on there. I have the stove to medium heat. Now, the only thing that I will say when it comes to fajitas is just to make sure that you're watching your fajitas. That way that they don't burn, and also that way you don't have a lot of grease popping off from your stove pan. So fajitas can be really challenging sometimes depending if you just leave them unattended, but just make sure you're checking on them here and there and you'll be good to go. So I'm actually going to go ahead, well, what I'm doing now is spreading the fajitas here on the grill. You can make or put however many you want. I actually had two that I just had left over to the side, and I'm going to go ahead and just add them on later on as I'm cooking. All right, guys, so they start to look brown on the other side. Just go ahead and make sure to cook them just a little bit more. Then we're going to go ahead and get them flipped over, and we'll see how they are starting to cook. And like, again, just make sure you keep an eye on it. All right, guys, so do you see how these fajitas are starting to cook? The juice that's coming from the fajitas, like you can use this for whatever if you want to put it with your fajitas and just let it soak in the fajitas. You can do that, but just keep on an eye on them. If you want to turn them around, you can. If you start to see that they are starting to burn a little bit on one side, you can go ahead and take them off if you want. But I would say give it a little bit more time. Everybody has different likes in their meat, whether they want it all the way cooked, just a bit or however, but I'm going to let these just brown a little bit more on each side before I start to take them off and put them into our little bowl. Okay, so I have the fajitas. I'm just moving them around. Now you might be like, hey, didn't you already make a video of fajitas? I did, but the video was of the babe making the fajitas. So you can't tell me that these fajitas do not look good. Look at that steam coming out from the grill, and look at that hot sauce just, oh, it's just soaking in these fajitas. All right, guys, these are ready to come off of the grill. We're gonna go ahead and put them, to flip them a little bit, a couple more times, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put them into the bowl, cover them up so that way once everything else is ready, we can go ahead and serve them and get them in our bellies. All right, look how good these fajitas look. Like you can't tell me these fajitas do not look good. Like look how juicy they look. I mean, come on now, be for real. So if you're in here and you like this video, make sure you subscribe, make sure you give it a like because you never know what other cookie video or what the heck I'm going to upload on my channel, and you definitely don't want to miss out. All right, so this is what the fajitas look like in the bowl. I'm going to show you here shortly what it looks like on the plate. But these fajitas look so delicious. You see how they're cooked just right. Again, if you want or you like burnt fajitas, cook them a little bit longer. If you don't like them to have any kind of burnt mark on them, then cook them less. It's all up to you. All right, guys, so let me just show you what I was going to add to the fajitas that I made. I actually have fajitas. Then I made some jalapeno bacon wrap with cream cheese. There are the fajitas. I have some beans going on. We have some aguacate. I didn't make this, so we bought that. And then, of course, my famous rice. And then the babe is warming up the tortillas. And I will show you here what it looks like on the plate. Alright guys, so we have the food here, have the beans, the rice, see if this can focus. Alright, I have the beans, the rice, the fajitas that I made, guacamole, and then the jalapeno poppers. So, yep, see you guys in my next video.